Do you want to learn about justice in ancient Egypt? Well, if you want to, then I'm going to tell you it. The purpose of law is to maintain man, the God of truth and law, on earth. You might be asking, but why do we need law? If we didn't have laws, the world would be a mess. All the great civilizations throughout history had a robust legal system. Greece had one, ancient China had one, ancient Rome had one, and so on. They all had law. I'm going to divide this into two sections, the structure of law and the common crimes and punishments. The structure of law. The structure of the legal system and the laws were believed to be handed down by the gods.
Woo! Yeah!
The king was on the top and was seen as a representative of the Egyptian gods and enforcer of their justice. Underneath him were the viziers, who were responsible for hiring judges who would take control of the local or regional courts. Government officials were sent to investigate the crimes, who then reported to the viziers and the kings, and had the power to arrest. But I'm innocent. I don't care! Detain and question suspects. The Seru, a group of elders in a rural community, the Kembet, a court, and the Djajat, the imperial court, administered the law. Usually, if a crime were committed in a village, the Seru would judge the case. If the Seru couldn't decide a verdict, it would go up to the Kembet, and so on. The Djajat made the final decision on whether a law was legal. Crimes and punishments. Murder. Murderers, when proven guilty, were beaten, burnt to death, fed to crocodiles, and many others. When someone kills a family member, the killer, while still alive, would be tied up to the body for 3 days and then burnt alive. Good night, sleep tight, don't let the bedbugs bite. If you are caught hiding any evidence, then you'd be sentenced to death. If you kill a religious animal that holds any symbolic value, you will be executed. Theft. The crime of stealing from others was punished by paying a fine that was 2 or 3 times the value of stolen items. When stealing from society, the thieves would pay up to 180 times the total amount of the stolen items, which is a lot. Then they had to confess their crimes and would be beaten 100 strokes in front of a live audience and will make a public oath to never steal again. Else they will be thrown into a river full of crocodiles. Treason. The act of treason against the state and the pharaoh was seen as a heinous crime that could lead to the destruction of the entire state. Execution was the punishment for this crime, which applied to everyone. One of the most famous examples of royal treason was during the times of Ramses III, who chose a different heir to his throne other than a son of his middle-class wife, which became known as the Harem Conspiracy against King Ramses III. It failed, and the culprits were sentenced to death and their bodies threw the river, and some were sentenced to have their nose and ears cut off. In conclusion, the justice and court systems in ancient Egypt were more complex than modern laws. The laws were strict and the punishments were severe. It is amazing to know that ancient Egyptians were able to create their first self-governed, sophisticated community on the face of Earth.